So, hello everybody, it's the beginning of May 2026 and by now MIDI 2.0 should be on each and every Windows 11 computer, and even my office business laptop got this update. So there's currently no way back, and it's a very bad idea to try to uninstall these updates because it can you leave with a pretty messed up system. So there's also no way using Vive tool to roll back stuff like that. It's just a bad idea. But if you have issues, I will also show you in this video how to deal with them. So you basically don't need to configure anything. It should be there on your system and working nicely. One thing one might do is to ensure that the MIDI 2.0 service starts automatically when Windows starts, because currently it's like this. The first time that any MIDI application accesses the MIDI API of Windows, then the service will start up. And as we see here in that post, this might cause some issue because it takes a bit. So it's a good idea to make sure it starts directly in the beginning. And you can simply do that with this Windows tool from Microsoft. So that's the only thing you should do. Install that tool, make sure that it's installed. It's available on the GitHub page. I showed that already several times in my previous videos. So, but nevertheless, if you're the first time watcher of such a video from me, github.com Microsoft MIDI releases, you get their latest tools. There's actually no need to have it, but it's pretty helpful for configuring some stuff. But all of the infrastructure of MIDI 2.0 and also the adaptation layer to the old APIs is now ready on your computer without any further action necessary from your side. But in this tool, there is an option here. If you go to global MIDI settings, there is a button here to set MIDI service to auto start, and just do that once and it should be ready anytime you start your PC in the future. So bugs. There were quite some which showed only up in the wild public now, and Pete Brown from Microsoft is working tirelessly to fix them and give support to users. And I'm not sure if he's sleeping at all at the moment, and he's really helpful. And if you still have issues, head over to their Discord channel to get help with your problems. I'm pretty sure they can be fixed as well. So, but we got more fixes. We already got several updates via Windows updates, and on the 30th of April, a new update showed up, which is also a preview update. So you need to actively search for it to get it. And it's that with the number at the end is 3631. And this fixes quite some stuff, but be aware it uses that horrible CFR process. Yeah, it's really problematic because it will install it on your computer in the time of 30 days, and also in that time it will activate. So it doesn't mean if you did the install like I did here that it's directly active. So it's also currently not possible to tell if it's active or not, besides if you check if a bug is fixed or not. So I hope that this rollout practice will improve in the future. But nevertheless, if you get it, it fixes some issues which you had to take different measurements. Now, for one example, this WinRT timestamp problem is fixed now in that thing which could bite you with Cubase, for example. And another one is that some programs use a broken MIDI header, so they use the wrong structure. So it was a bug for a long time, which did not get somehow noticed with the old API, but now shows its ugly head. And there is a workaround to accept such a broken header as well in this update. And it also contains this workaround for some driver issues. I will talk about the driver issues also in a second. But there is also a workaround in this update to deal with these broken drivers in a way that it does not kill the whole MIDI service. So at least you can work in a basic fashion with them. Unless you do not unplug your stuff during a session, this can still kill this driver and so the whole service. But nevertheless, if you cleanly shut down your software, it will work for you. So yeah, drivers. I talked about these already in the past. Normally you should not actually need any drivers because most of the current modern MIDI keyboards, hardware or whatever, can work class compliant. Class compliant means you just have one driver on your system, and this deals with all the different hardware devices which can talk this protocol. The easiest workaround is to check if your device supports that by simply deinstalling the company driver which you get with them, and then apply the Microsoft default class compliant driver and see if that is working for you, and you are good to go. So the most issues were with Cork drivers, which were bad also in the past before the MIDI 2.0 update from Microsoft. So also Cork now tells you to get just rid of them, and you need to apply a fix to that, because it will screw up your registry if you deinstall the Cork drivers. It also did that before, so this has also always been a bad issue. But now there is some troubleshooting here in the Microsoft tool, and you don't have to run the scripts anymore they provided in the past. You can now simply click on this button here and say repair registry entries, and this will fix all the stuff which we will see down there. That's how it should look in your registry as well. And meanwhile, also another bug is fixed, that it also fixes it for 32-bit apps as well. So also your age-old 32-bit applications you might still be running on Windows should work then after that fix as well. And being on that page here, it also helps you with other things. You can gather informations to report issues to Microsoft, so they have a helpful protocol how to look into your problem. That's up here. There's also a way to restart the MIDI service easily here from that page. And yeah, because sometimes it might be an issue that some devices are not showing straight away, and then you can try to restart it and see if that fixes the issue. Just being here in the application, it also got some new features, and the really cool feature is that you have now this MIDI 1.0 scratch pad where you can send out MIDI 1.0 messages to any device. So you can simply select an endpoint, for example, the peak here, and say you want to send sysx, or you want to send a note message to that, or control change message, and can simply see what's happening. So pretty helpful. You have that directly now in OS and don't need to use any other tools for such simple tasks. Yeah, and there were also some issues with Serato devices, so DJ controllers, and they also seem to work now with that fix, which works around the in-music drivers, but this seems also be the fix for the Serato issues, which is great to hear. So we are already in a pretty good state by now, but what is there to come in the future? There is more. Next update will be a network MIDI, which is great to have, but also Bluetooth MIDI is on the agenda, and some people are waiting for that already. And to work around that a bit, Pete promised that there will be a kind of bridge where you can receive with your normal old Bluetooth driver, receive MIDI messages, and then route them directly via this little tool to the MIDI 2.0 application. So you can already integrate that as a little workaround before they roll out the full-blown MIDI 2.0 Bluetooth support. And the thing I am waiting eagerly for is the ASIO class compliant driver. They also promised you can already follow their work on GitHub, and they say, okay, it's basically ready, but Yamaha is testing lots of consumer devices which are from non-music area as well, and they found some issues there because they want to cover them all and they hope to be finished around August, which is not that far in the future, and I hope that finally then it will arrive. Yeah, and if you are on the Discord server, there might be a slower response in the next week because Pete will heading over to Berlin to Superbooth, and I will be there as well, and hopefully we'll meet Pete again and also see you people there. So if you bump into me, say hello, and yeah, we are looking forward to next week to have some fun at Superbooth in Berlin. And last but not least, I have a little Windows tip for you. I'm not sure if you know this cool Microsoft tool called Powertoys. It gives you gazillions of little tools and helpers, so it's absolutely worth installing it. And it has now a really nice new feature in the latest update. It's called here in German greifen und verschieben. It's grab and move, a pretty simple name. And you can move windows and change the size very, very easily with that feature. You just press the Alt key on your keyboard. So I press the Alt key now, and then you can click anywhere in your window. You could even do it here, and then you can move the window or click here, wherever you like. Isn't that cool? And if you do also press the Alt key and use the right mouse button, you can change the size of the window, and it changes that size where you closest to. So for example, if we're here, we can change the upper part, or if you click somewhere near the lower part, or here in a corner, we change the whole corner. So you don't have to, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, there. Yeah, so it's much faster changing window sizes and moving them around. So pretty cool feature to install. Yeah, so much for this. I keep you posted about what's happening in Media 2.0 world. And until next time, make some funky